Lesson 4, Module 3 is the slope of a line. And the slope of a line is how steep or inclined the line is. We measure this wheelchair ramps, how inclined the road is, roof pitch. So there's lots of different uses for the slope of a line, especially in mathematics. So here we go. The positive slope is an upward trend. So here's me. I'm at the left part of the line. If I'm riding my bicycle, or I have rollerblades on, I'm going to really have to exert a lot of energy to get up that hill. So that's a positive trend slope. If I start on the left side here, it's a negative slope because I can go downhill. The next one is a flat area, so there's no it's zero slope. We assign the number 0 to this slope because I'm just walking on flat ground. And last but not least, this undefined slope, which is too steep to measure. This is a vertical line. Think of it as going up the side of the building. It's just so steep, there's no way you could walk or ride a bicycle up the side of a building unless you're like Spider-Man, but he even needs to grip. So those are your 4 possibilities. Okay. So now let's talk about the formal definition of slope. Well, if you want to try to find the slope of a line through 2 different points, this is your go-to formula, and we'll use that in a minute, and I'll explain what the sub 2s and the sub 1s are in a minute. But you can also view slope as the vertical change over horizontal change. First, you're going to do vertical movement and then horizontal movement. In many books, they call that rise over run. So now, the first example we're going to do is let's just read the slope of a line from its graph. So I always think of a slope as a map from going to one point to another. So now I'm going to identify 2 points on this graph. Here's this one. This is the point 0, 1, and this one, which is the point 3, 0. So what I want to do is I want to start here and go here. So again, it's vertical change over horizontal change. So I'm going down 1 and right 3. So my slope, which is always indicated by the letter M, will be -1 over 3. Yes, I could write it as 1/3 with a negative in front, or I could write it as 1 over -3. All of these are equivalent. Let's do the next. Yeah, let's. Okay, so we're going to identify 2 points, and I'm not even going to write them as ordered pairs. So my slope, which is denoted by the letter M, I'm going to go from here to here. So I'm going to go down 2, that's my vertical movement, and left 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my horizontal movement. Okay, so now we want to just write it as a regular number, reduce the fraction, make it look beautiful. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. 2/4 is really 1/2. And we're not shocked at this because this is an upward trend, right? I have to, as I'm walking up this hill, I have to exert positive energy. Next example. Okay, now we're going to use the formula to find the slope between 2 points, because not all the time do we have a nice graph in front of us, nice easy points to look at. You know, what if I have the point 1000, 7, and the other point is -536, -2? It'd be a pain to do it on a graph. So now we have this nice formula. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to write the formula a little bit bigger so that we can kind of use it and I can kind of point to things a little bit better. Okay, And it makes sense because your y's are always your vertical movement and your x's are your horizontal movement. Y2 is the y coordinate of the second point. Oh, that didn't work out. Let me just erase that. Good job. Here we go. Back here. This is Y2. And Y1 is the Y coordinate of the first point. X2 is the X coordinate of the second point. And X1 is the X coordinate of the first point. So now let's pop it into the formula. Y2 is 5 minus Y1 is 3. X2 is negative 1 minus X1 is 2. Now notice that the points are up and down like this. So you don't want to mess them up. They have to, if the second point, you put that one at the beginning, and the first point, you put it at the end. So 5 minus 3 is 2. Negative 1, take away 2. I owe you $1. I owe you 2 more. I owe you $3. So there's my slope, 2 over negative 3. Again, you can write it as negative 2/3 like this, or you can write it as negative 2 over 3. Doesn't matter. Still the same. Let's do the next one. Yeah, let's. Okay, so it's Y2, which is the Y coordinate of the second point, 0, minus the Y coordinate of the first point. And this is where people get messed up, is all these negatives. So just take your time. You're going to mess up a sign here or there, but you'll go back and correct. That's how it always is. 3, take away negative 2. 3 is the X coordinate of the second point. Negative 2 is the X coordinate of the first point. So 0, take away, so you're going to change your signs. So it's going to be 5. So 3 add 2. So this is 5 over 5. We would never leave it like that. So the slope is equal to 1. Next example. Okay. Now let's talk about slopes of vertical and horizontal lines. We talked about it briefly in the beginning, but let's graph this line, and then we're going to find the slope 2 ways. So when we're given the equation y is equal to 5, that means y always has to be 5. So x could be anything it wants. So let's go 0 and 2 and graph these points, 0, 5, and 2, 5. Let's go for it. This is the x-axis. This is the y-axis. So 0, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There he is. I'm going to just label that 5. And 2, 5. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to connect it. I have a nice horizontal line. Is it inclined at all? No. So I'm guessing that the slope is 0 for this line. That's what I'm guessing. But we are going to use the points to graph the line, which we totally did, and we're going to use the graph to obtain the slope of the line. Remember when we did it at the beginning? Yes, we're going to go from one point to another. So if I start here, here's me, and I want to get here, the vertical movement is nothing, 0, okay? The horizontal movement is 2. So 0 divided by 2 is 0. So I guessed right. Yay! Okay? So the slope is equal to 0 using the graph. Now let's use the slope formula and these 2 points to verify. So m is equal to y2 minus y1, 5 minus 5, over 2 minus 0. So it's 0 over 2, or 0. And note that you get the same result in parts B and C, and we're psyched. Okay, next. Okay, we cannot leave out the other one, which is going to end up being a vertical line. Let's graph it. Let's just fill in numbers, 0 and 4. So let's graph the point negative 4, comma 0, and negative 4, comma 4. I'm just filling in numbers here that I like. So negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the negative direction. I'm going to label my axes, negative 4, 0, and then negative 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There he is. Connect them as best I can. There's my graph. It's very steep. I'm guessing that the slope is undefined. Some people say no slope. I hate that because I'm worried that people think that that's 0. Okay, it's undefined. So we're going to use the graph, go from one point to another. So I'll start here. Here's me, and I'm going to go here. Well, the vertical movement is up 4, but there's no horizontal movement. And we all know when you're dividing by 0, you can't do it. It's a big error. Can't divide by 0. So the slope is undefined. And now let's use the slope formula. I know this is a little bit overkill, but I just wanted to verify it. So 4, take away 0, those are my y values. Negative 4, take away negative 4. So this will be 4 over negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Again, undefined, and note that you get the same result. And now you'll be able to do the worksheet that comes right after this lecture and the My Math Lab assignment. Good luck, and please ask questions as needed, because that's what the teachers are there for.